So now I have a VBA macro in here that this is called page 3 batches, and it will create these 3 different input batches that will automatically be fed into the page program. I'm going to invoke that VBA macro now. That automatically then runs over to Microsoft Word, which creates these, you can already see on screen, these page input files. It goes by very quickly. And then it automatically goes into the page program and feeds in the first batch. And again, this is completely automatic. I don't have to do anything. I just went into the Excel spreadsheet and said that I needed 3 batches, and this is all running as a consequence of that command. 14, 15, at 20 the first batch will be finished. 20, 20, and you can see the next batch is now beginning to be fed in. That's batch number 2. And it's starting to generate PNG files, 21, 22, 23, 24, 5, 6. This will now run through 40.pag, the end of my second batch. I just made a random decision that I will limit each batch to no more than 20 output files. 37, 38, 39, 40, and now comes the third batch. That's going to be it's not going to be another 20 pages. It'll just run out of information until it's all done. Okay. Oh no, it's doing something in Score. Forget about this. I'm not going to explain this right now why it's doing this, but. And it's running some other batch file. If only I remember what that was for. This calculates HS, the vertical height in each file, and now the whole thing, all these files are being LJ'd using Tom Broadhead's LJ utility. So again, all this is running automatically. It was all prompted by that Microsoft Excel page 3 batch VBA macro. And here we go. Now the new measure distribution is done, and all EPS files are being generated. So I can again get a PDF file on screen to see if I like this measure layout. I'm just going to wait until it does its thing. As before, Scorelace will stop at the end and say, do you want to do something else? And so I can't automatically go past that stage because I haven't figured out how to kill that final prompt. I don't know that there's a way of doing that. But anyway, it's not a big deal. And 38. I think we had, what, 47 files or so? I can't remember. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so 47. There's a new 47 pages. In this stage, that also means 47 systems. They're still unoptimized. And then we're going to make another PDF file, and that's automatic. It's distilling right now. And voila, there's our second PDF file. Now I still have my first one, by the way. That was called PDF1. This was what Page initially generated, and the file into which I indicated my tick marks. And then this now is the new PDF that reflects the measure layout that I have chosen. That's been automatically fed into the Page program. Okay. I mean, you can see, I'll go back to the beginning if you don't believe me. Here's PDF1. There's 4, 8, 12, 15, 19, 23, 26, 30, 34. Okay? And that's what we have here. 4, 8, 12, 15, 19, 23, 26, 30, 34, etc. Now, if I can look at it graphically now to see if the measure layout is pleasing, or if it's too dense or too loose. I can do this, take all the time I need in order to study this. This is a bit loose, but it reflects musical structure quite nicely, I think. I can also, go back into Finale. Anyway, so you can use the Finale file now. For some reason that's blacking out. I don't know why that is. You can use the Finale file to verify that that it actually makes sense given the structure of the piece. So anyway, now I have my measure distribution, and the first major hurdle of doing my layout job is done. Okay. It's at this point now that I will want to begin optimizing these systems, and that is accomplished with a batch file that I call Go7. Go7 takes all score files. I mean, I've now determined I'm happy with this measure layout. If I weren't, I could have gone to a certain backup file and do something else and just regenerate it. A completely different measure layout, and the process would have been exactly the same. It doesn't take any longer than before. And I mean, once you execute it, the process only takes a minute or so to run, a couple of minutes, and then it's done. Now this particular process just optimizes all files, throws out all empty staves, and assigns big system numbers to each particular staff system. There's utility in that as well, as you'll see it at the end. All right. So now I'm making a new PDF of all the systems optimized. I want to have a quick view and see what the result is of that. It will also throw up a different Microsoft Word file, and that Microsoft Word file is actually quite important because it is there where I indicate how many staff systems I will want to combine onto pages. But let's have a look first at the PDF that's generated in here. Okay. 28, 29. We had 40 some odd pages, as you recall, so we're almost done with this process. I call this a Freddie Flintstone version of Finale. This is all really rather ridiculous, but it gets the job done. Okay, so 47 pages, kill that, and it's going to make my next PDF. This one is called PDF 3. And there it is. So